give a shout out to Politically Street, man. That's one of the coldest names you can have. Because we out here in these streets, but these politics is trickling down, so it's all intertwined, man. So we got to figure out how to work it the way we work. So shout out to Politically Street.
Welcome to another edition of Politically Street. I am your community ambassador, Mr. Robin J. Anderson. First off, I'm going to give my disclaimer. This is not a podcast to endorse any candidates. We're here for information purposes only.
Yes.
We're here to, get people who do outstanding things in our community to give a platform to talk about who they are and what they do.
Okay.
So with that being said, I have Mr. Roc Living.
What's happening, family?
Mr. Roc Living, man. We met, I'm trying to keep this as like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not as out there as it may sound, but we met in a community group.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Keep the street.
Yeah. we met in a community group, man, and I remember seeing Roc, man. We end up one night going to shoot pool, man, and after that, man, we just kind of kept in contact, and that's just what it was, you know what I mean? Right. So, but either way, let's get into it, man. Tell everybody where you from.
All right. Well, I am a native Houstonian, born and raised here in Houston. Started off in Cashmere Gardens.
Okay.
You know, then when my parents divorced, Mom booted us off to the southwest side, so we were up and down Fondren from like, when was that? That was maybe when I was, so like mid 80s up until like early 90s. We were up and down Fondren. Then my mom finally purchased a home. You know, she was able to settle down financially and purchase a home. We were out in Missouri City.
Okay.
You know, so from Mo City, that was what, early 90s, and she's still out there now. You know, so now I go out there and visit occasionally. So I was there from early 90s to like right at the beginning of 2000, 2001. You know, and I finally jumped ship, left the nest.
Okay.
You know, got my own place and everything like that. And when I got out on my own, I went to the west side. You know, I just wanted to go to a side of town that I hadn't ventured to before. You know, because prior to that, I think Mom had, taken us to a couple of movie theaters up and down Westheimer, places like that. So it was always a place to visit, and it was just different from what I was used to seeing.
Of course.
So I said, go ahead, reside out here for a little bit, see how I feel, and that's where I was for a while. And afterwards, and I'll talk more about it later. I wanted to move to California.
Okay.
But I ended up staying on the west side, and then I met the woman who became my ex-wife. You know, so she had her business established over here on the north side. So I moved out this way with her. You know, then once we got settled, got married, we went and got a house in Spring. You know, lived out in Spring for a few years. Kept out, and we joined businesses. We were both fitness trainers.
Okay.
You know, she had already had hers established out here. I hadn't really picked mine up yet, so I just moved out here and just found a whole new clientele base. You know, so
that's rough, man. That market, man, is so it's so competitive. You know what I mean? So.
But the good thing was, I didn't just jump out on my own. I joined a franchise.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And the franchise called Fat Body Gym.
I remember Fat Body.
Yeah, PHAT.
Yeah, I know Fat Body. Yeah.
You know, so my business partner John Mitchell, who's the president and owner of the franchise, partnered up with him. And actually, my ex-wife and I, we actually at one point branched out and had a franchise of our own of his business.
Because he had one right down the street on 1960 down there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, man. So. You know, it's been a roller coaster ride, this whole time, especially, moving back and forth. Houston is so big.
It is.
Houston, I mean, are we still the fourth largest city? Or
they say we're the fourth, man, but I think we're third now.
Man, so, after things didn't work out with my ex and everything, left Spring, went to Katy. So I went past the west side that I started off at, so I've just been back and forth. I want to say the only places I haven't really resided was, I would say, south of Missouri City and north of Cashmere.
Okay.
So I've been pretty much everywhere else.
Gotcha. Wow, man. So, but first off, like I said, I really appreciate you coming out, man, and just bless my podcast with your presence, man, because I feel like I'm on part. It's like you type of that royalty, man, of Houston. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you having me,
you know what I mean? So I'm guessing you didn't attend any college or anything.
I I did.
Okay.
I attended Texas Southern University.
Man, we're going to
Come on.
PB. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to leave it at that. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good. I mean, I know, that's the HBCU rivalry. Here in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I loved it there. I got my degree in biology.
Mm-hmm.
I was there from. See, I took a gap year. Well, a gap semester after high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I started spring of '95. Ended up graduating. What was that? Summer of '99.
Okay.
You know, and I was out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was there, got my degree in biology.
Mm-hmm.
And up until that point, I had no interest in acting.
Mm.
You know, because that's my passion I'm pursuing now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've been pursuing since then.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so as much as I would love to say, you know, this has been in my heart since I was a child. You know, I've been wanting to been an actor since I was yay big.
Right.
I saw such and such on television. I wanted to be just like him.
Right.
No.
Right.
That wasn't me.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
I mean, even when we had like the Martin show, Martin
River,
Fresh
my
Prince
favorite
of
show.
Bel-Air.
Yeah.
You know, I never aspired to be on television and be one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't until the acting bug didn't bite me until, and excuse me for jumping the gun. I know you're asking. I know you're asking.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I was going to ask you that anyway. Cause I want people to see. Okay, well, what part did he get into the acting part? So you didn't go to college.
I did.
But then so now we I was going to ask you that when the acting bug hit you. So you just jump right in.
Okay. Well, it's like because a lot of people ask me. So did you go to school for acting? You know, how long did you study it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what method do you follow and things like that? I'm like, my degree is in biology. You know, and I've had several professions. You know, since high school.
Mm-hmm.
My first job was at Astroworld.
Okay.
You know, back in the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Astroworld.
You know,
Yeah.
because like when my mom got the house, she was like, son, you 16 now.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna need you to bring in some income.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially with the demands of a teenager.
Yes.
The demands of a teenager, you need to bring in his own income, especially when you're in a single parent home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I had my first job at Astroworld, and from there worked in retail at Walgreens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, finished up college. I worked at part-time. I worked at UPS.
Man, who did work at
I
UPS?
know, right? I know. So I worked in the hub at UPS, the Stafford location.
Okay.
You know, so I was there for a couple of years, and it wasn't until I got tired of that job.
Were you unloading or loading?
I was I was loading.
Loading. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, 'cause I had the evening shift,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't remember what area I was in, but loading those trailer trucks, man.
Yes, man.
That was no joke.
It was, man. It was hot out there too.
Yes.
They put a fan in there, but the fan is blowing hot air too.
Blowing
You know?
hot air. Exactly, man. So I mean, it was cool. It was a cool little change, you know, for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cool part-time job,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and especially if you're aspiring and you got on full-time, became, what was that, a Saturday driver, and then became an actual UPS driver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a great profession.
It is. And people now, they stick with, they make some money, man.
Man.
You know what I mean?
You know?
So, yeah.
But it's like, I got into fitness training.
Mm-hmm.
So this had to be what, late 90s at this point. I had got certified to be a personal trainer because with me pursuing a degree in biology, they had several tracks.
Okay.
I was on the physical therapy track.
Okay.
You know, so I figured, okay, fitness training, physical therapy, kind of tie in, you know, because at that time, before the acting bug hit me, I had aspirations to become a physical therapist,
Mm-hmm.
you know, / maybe even go into chiropractic medicine,
Mm-hmm.
you know, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it just didn't pan out the way I thought it was, you know,
As
for
you know,
obvious
right?
reasons, you know.
Yeah.
So got into fitness training and moved on. See, that's when, not too long after that's when I met John Mitchell for the first time.
Okay.
And I worked at his Southwest location of
Mm-hmm.
Fat Body Gym. And then, what did I do after that? I got into education.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a teacher from 2000 to 2005.
Wow.
Yeah, I taught at Lamar High School.
Okay.
You know, so
And you might know my brother. He was there at Lamar. My brother I think he graduated in 2007. So you were already gone by then, say by 2005. But he must have been there either when you were transitioning out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing about it, I still run into, thanks to social media, you know, I run into a lot of former students that were former students of mine or just students who attended Lamar while I was there. You know, because I'll give myself some props and say I was one of the 2 male teachers that a lot of our children, you know, migrated to. You know, so I feel as if I had a positive influence.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, while I was there. I just bumped heads with administration too much.
That sounds about right. That's some Leo stuff, man. But you know, my cousin is a principal at a school right now, and I visited her school last Friday, and it was only maybe 2 males in the whole school.
On the whole, damn.
In the whole school, and this is because it's elementary, but still, you know what I mean?
Man.
And it's predominantly us. You know? Just, and she was telling me how they have a drama department. They have of course they got the gym, and they have STEM, all that, but they don't have the faculty to help out with it. You know what I mean? And so I was like, well, I'm gonna come by until at least once, twice a week. At least walk the halls so kids can see somebody look like them. You know what I mean? And so yeah, man. But so tell me what say you got the acting bug. When you say you got it when?
I was on campus at Texas Southern University. And bro, the thing is, it was the most random thing. I'm standing outside the student union talking to some other classmates, right? And just out of nowhere, this one cat who knew one of the guys I was talking to walks up and say, hey man, do you act? I said, no. No, I mean, and he asked me, he said, are you interested in acting? Have you ever acted? I said, outside of having theater arts class in middle school and high school for that one elective? Nah, no. And he said, well, the thing is, my business partners and I were working on a television pilot. And one of our actors dropped out at the last minute.
Wow.
And we filmed, I can't remember what day during the week it was, but he said, we filmed this Saturday, and we're in desperate need of somebody, and you look like the guy who dropped out.
That's crazy, man.
That's what he said. He kind of looked at me strange because he thought I was the guy at first. You know, so he was going to he wasn't going to confront him, but he was, question him as far as why you dropped out.
All right, what's that? Yeah, right,
So he said I was, the right height, right build, and things like that. I was like, okay, well, I mean, I don't have any experience, but I mean, I can remember some lines, and you know, I like to pretend, you know, pretend and make believe, you know, and over the years, I've realized that's the gist of it. You know, the art of make believe, the art of pretending, you know. But well, we conversed a little bit. Exchanged contact information. He gave me a little more information about the project and what their ambitions were with it, and showed up on set. What was cool about it, he said, whatever clothes, we're gonna buy you some more clothes. You get to keep them. You get gonna get your hair cut on us. You know, so I'm thinking all these incentives. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and make it happen.
Right.
You know? New clothes, fresh haircut.
Right.
I'm gonna be on camera. Cool.
Right.
Right. I showed up there Saturday, and I thought I was gonna be nervous. You know, but I had a sense of calm. You know, come over me, and I said, okay. I don't know these people. I didn't know I didn't know anyone up there. I just knew the movie. I mean, the pilot was kind of based on a single mother and 3 brothers.
Wow.
3 grown men.
Wow.
And one of the brothers had won the lotto and purchased this huge house for his mom. And the brothers were living there with her. You know, because she was single mom by herself. I think I was the youngest brother. No, so I was still at the house.
Okay.
The one who won the lotto, he was the older brother, and then we had this big swole dude. He was the middle brother.
Okay.
You know, and so I'm like, okay, let's let's rehearse it so we can, you know, and even then I was saying I wanted to sound natural and not sound like I was reading.
Reading, right, yes.
You know, so that's when I told them, I said, let's go over these lines, you know, back. And they were like, you sure you've never done this before? I was like, yeah. I just think back to when I watch television, whoever I'm watching, I want them to look natural.
Yes.
And sound natural.
Yes.
You know, so I just took that and brought it to the set. And from there, I was like, okay, this feels good. You know, everybody was complimenting me and everything like that. And I'm thinking, okay, it's going to my head a little bit. Let me go ahead and, you know, deflate my ego a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Not deflate my ego. Let me just stay humble.
Humble, check, yeah.
You know, so when it was all said and done, they were like, man, we want you back. You know, for this and that. And the guy who was the older brother, he was actually the producer. And he was good friends with, well, he is good friends with Charnel Brown. She played Kim Reese on A Different World.
Yeah, I thought about it. I had a question on Kim, man. You know.
That chocolate thing.
Right. Don't get choked, man. Remember, you married, man. So.
I'm good.
Okay, all right.
That's the thing about it. My wife, that chocolate thing.
There you go. Good cover up, brother.
But man, he introduced me to her, and at the time she had an acting academy. So I enrolled into her academy, got into the beginner's acting class, and she said that's all I needed. She didn't need me to go through the intermediate and advanced classes. She went ahead after the beginner's class. She connected me with an artistic director, you know, from a local theater here in Houston called Ensemble Theater. Well, the Encore Theater.
Okay.
The Encore Theater first. That's what I went through first. That was my stomping ground.
Okay.
You know, that's why I built my foundation at the Encore.
So what years is this, like late 99, early 90s, or 2000?
98.
Okay, gotcha.
98, 99.
Okay.
So by the time I got to the Encore, it was probably early 99. No, actually it was late. It was somewhere in 99.
Okay.
Because I remember the production that we did was called Incarceration.
Okay.
That was my first professional stage production. And it was intense.
Wow. Because
I always got to go back to this because it broke me in early as far as getting rid of any nervousness on stage. Because, okay, the play was called Incarceration, so you already know what it was about. So I was one of the inmates. And the way this guy, the artistic director, Harold J. Haynes, the dude is a freaking genius. You know, so he designed this set to where it was a round shape, it was a round theater. You had bars up to, you know, to insinuate that you were in prison. And he had a shower scene. He had a shower area set up to where, you know, the inmates would go up there, you'd be brought into the prison, go take a shower, put your jumpsuit on, and then you'll be incarcerated. I'm thinking, okay, I got the shower scene. What that mean? And let me just say, because of this one particular part of the production, we had so many repeat customers come to the show.
Wow. Okay, I got you.
But the thing is, the way he had it set up, the inmates had to walk up a set of steps, like a half flight of steps. As you were walking up the steps, you were taking off your clothes. So by the time you got to the top and you walked into the shower, you were butt ass naked, but your back was to the audience. You know, so they didn't see anything in front.
Right.
So by the time you got up to the top, you were butt naked and you just walked into the shower. I was like, you gotta do what? How come we can't just go into the shower, take our clothes off, throw them out, something like? But it throws away, you know, the element of it.
Continuity,
Yeah, so I was like, all right. I mean, so getting past that helped me. I'm saying it catapulted me past my shyness on stage.
Wow. I couldn't even imagine, bro.
Man. Until then, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, because one thing, when I did that pilot, I was thinking, okay, the things I would do, you know, different roles I would take on, what I wouldn't do on camera, stuff like that. and one of them would be, I wouldn't get butt naked on camera. So not realizing that I was going to go through theater first and then go get into film, and to have that theatrical experience and being butt naked on stage, although for a brief second.
But still, it kind of just,
Man.
wow, man. So you, I can.
Hey, man. Everybody has their own experience.
Right. So I had a guest on here, actually before you. Her name was Koyo Alexander.
Yeah.
You know Koyo?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Koyo, man, she's a beast out there, man. And
Yes,
so
she is.
she was when I first met her, it was through my campaign manager at the time or whatnot. And so she was telling me how, like, she was surprised at Houston by being the third largest city in America, that we don't have any studios or that help promote,
Man.
just the whole acting scene. You know what I mean? And so I was like, I didn't think about it like that, man. But I never would have guessed it. You know what I mean? So I know, because you and I, we don't talk like that, but for her to open up, I said, that's, wow. So she's got some things she's trying to work on as far as that. Yeah. So what takes you into, when somebody pitches you an idea and you say, okay, you know what, this is it. What mindset do you get into, or are you looking for certain roles, or how does that go?
I just keep it to where there are certain things I won't do, and certain roles I would not take on, and it depends on how it's implied on camera as well. Because at one point I was thinking, okay, I'm not going to be someone who's a woman beater, who's I still don't do child molestation as far as anything like that on film.
I can't believe it. Is that even a thing out there?
I mean, as far as portraying someone who does that,
okay.
If it has to be done in a way to where I don't want to use the word tasteful, because that's not.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
it has to be done appropriately.
Right.
But even with that, I would still have some problems with it.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
I
enjoy playing antagonistic characters, as opposed to being, the good guy all the time, the good husband. And I mean, that's cool. And I like those roles. But I feel as if I'm that naturally, so it doesn't challenge me as much. But to take on an antagonistic role is a challenge for me. And I find a joy in it, because it brings out that duality that's in everybody. You got to take your mind somewhere else.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, that's what's up, man. 'Cause I didn't think about it like that. I think one of the actors that, not saying I look up to him, but now I follow his transition in life. You know what I mean? Will Smith.
Oh yeah.
And what he said something, and I don't kind of agree with it. But the movie he was in, 6 Degrees of Separation, I think it was. When he played a character that was, I guess gay or whatnot, and he said he didn't jump all the way in. He said now he looked back and he wished he had done it. And I was like, okay. Like, I don't know, what I mean? But I guess now, I don't know, 'cause I have a lot of movie references, like even with the movie Tropic Thunder, when
your boy
Ben Stiller and what's his name? Is it Barrymore? No, what's his name? The guy that had the anyway, they were talking about the character, how Ben Stiller he played a mentally I don't say mentally challenged, but that's another word they call it now. 'Cause I don't want to call him retarded. I get bad reviews. But anyway, he played a mentally challenged man. He said, "What? So you went full retard? Like you never know full retard." so I'm thinking about that when Will Smith said, like, okay, even though it's funny, but right. So I don't know where I was going with that, but I just
man, the way I look at it, I mean, you definitely have to get yourself to the point to where you're just comfortable. You have to find a comfort zone with each character. That's my personal take on it. You have to find a comfort zone with each character you take on. So going back to what I said before, I don't see myself finding a comfort zone with being a child molester.
Right.
Or just being some serial rapist or somebody like that. I don't see that, because that would be maybe too much of a challenge for me. But at the same time, depending on how it's presented, because it could always be where, you know, you see the lead actor or the lead antagonist going into that situation, and then let's say the room is dark and you don't actually see the person's face. You can have a body double in there doing all this stuff. You know, so it's different ways of playing it. So, but that's a part of the craft of make believe. You know, you have to make the audience believe that what you're saying and what you're doing is genuine and natural for you.
Yeah.
You know,
like that cat from on they played on. I can't think of. They played on you know, all the Tyler Perry movie where he ended up getting paralyzed, and then his wife had to take care of him. He had kind of messed over. What was that movie, man? God dog it, man. But the sister that played his wife, she played in Set It Off. She got shot and died in the movie.
Kimberly Elise? No.
Is it name? No, not Kimberly Elise. What's her name? God dog it, man. But she but anyway, but the guy, he's bald headed, dark skinned brother.
Oh, Steve Wood?
I could not. Is it Wood?
Steve Harris. Steve Harris.
Could be.
Because his brother is Wood Harris.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I can see the resemblance now. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I like Wood. I like Wood Harris. Wood Harris, he played Peyton Poole, you know what I mean? But yeah, I like Wood Harris, man. He played a bunch of good movies too. Remember the Titans and even Creed. Creed, yeah, I like him in Creed too, man. So, but that character has followed him. People like, man, when they see him, they like, no way, no. You messed over her, man. You know what I mean? Like, hey, now look at this fiction, man.
See, it's funny you say that, because just earlier, I was scrolling through social media today, and someone had put up a meme that said, I'm paraphrasing it, you know, actors who played their roles so well that you still hate them.
Yeah.
And Steve Harris is one of those people.
I do say, yeah.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. People just, they associate that. Him and the guy that played on, I Think I Love My Wife. No, Why Did I Get Married? God,
Richard T.
I don't know what his name is, but him,
I know the bald headed guy.
Is he bald headed? The one that was he was
married to Jill
Scott. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. They don't like him either, man. So.
See, he was another face on there.
Yeah.
It was those two. Blair Underwood was on there for one of the Tyler Perry films.
He sure was. Yeah.
It was who else was on there? I think somebody just said Lawrence Fishburne should have been on there from
but What's Love Got to Do with It, yeah.
Yeah, man.
But speaking of, man, the actors, man, so name your top 5 actors that you would love to work with. Male or female?
Man, I've been crushing on Angela Bassett for so long. Angela Bassett, man.
A lot of people have, man.
Woo.
Yeah. You know, she's
woman
a good
right
actress.
there.
Yeah.
She is skilled. She is skilled. You believe everything she says.
I agree.
You know.
I agree.
And she has such poise with everything she does. You know. And let me see. Okay, Angela. People kind of. Terrence Howard.
I like Terrence Howard.
I want to work with Terrence Howard.
I like Terrence Howard, man. Believe it or not, I think he's a sharp dude, man.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. And it's like I was pausing at first because I didn't know how, because people have different perceptions of him. You know, because he's playing an antagonistic character.
He has.
You know, quite often. You know, and not to say I emulate to follow behind him, but I mean he's played both sides of the fence because he did a phenomenal job in Pride. The one with the black coach from the swimming team.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see it?
I didn't see
okay.
Pride.
That was a phenomenal job. He was a protagonist in that one. You know, and Gary Anthony Sturgis, who was my voiceover coach, he was the antagonist in that film.
Okay.
You know. Let's see who else. Will Smith is definitely one of them. Now, I'm doing my best not to name the obvious ones, but I had to say Angela.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. I would have to say. See, you kind of put me on the spot because I didn't think about it. But Don Cheadle.
That's a good one.
That dude.
That's a good one. That's a good one, man. Yeah.
When the movie he did with about what was it? Talk Dirty or?
Oh, he was a radio analyst. Not analyst, but he was a personality on there.
Right.
Yeah. He played that role, man.
Man.
He played that, man.
Lawrence Fishburne is another one.
Yeah, gotta put Lawrence in there.
And I want to put another woman, and I would have to say, man, I got so many faces flashing.
It's flashing, right?
Okay, I already said Angela.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, man, got me on the spot, Doc.
Let's see, it's a bunch of them out there. Let me see if I can try it, because it's.
Help me narrow it down.
Bro,
Viola Davis.
Yes, that's a new one. Yeah.